We're here at the Winter NAMM Show 2015 in Anaheim, California on the Orchestral Tools booth with Hendrik. So Hendrik, do you want to tell us a bit about the Orchestral Tools brand and what you're working on?
Yeah, what we aim for is to create the most complete and convincing orchestral library out there with a lot of articulations, with a lot of different gestures, and everything captured in a room which is perfect, not too wet, not too dry. So it is perfect that all the instruments come together to a whole orchestral entity. So that's the idea behind Orchestral Tools.
And the products that you've got at the moment, what do they do?
We've made strings. It's probably one of the most complete string libraries out there with a lot of new articulations and features like the adaptive legato, which switches automatically between different legato zones, and not only that, it morphs directly. So it's probably the most fluid legato you can play with to date. So it really sees how fast you play. There is a tempo detection in it, which velocities you choose. So we captured all the different attacks of the strings. We have a soft attack, we have accented attack for really dramatic things. So yeah.
And so what is it that's the really special thing about it then that differentiates it from other orchestral libraries? Is that the main thing, or are there other things as well?
So we have a lot of innovations done during the past few years. We have made a run spiller that was the start of Orchestral Tools. It was the first tool where you can create really realistic runs with it. And we made a trills orchestrator where you can play trills up to a fifth. And yeah, with golden strings we invented a new technique called the adaptive legato concept. I can show you this here. We not only captured different attacks, so that means we have the soft attack and the immediate attack and the harsh attack. We also have the different legato transitions. So if I play a slurred legato line, and we can also play runs with it.
So I see you're using the modulation wheel a fair amount there. Is that for just literally for modulation of pitch?
Yeah, no, the modulation is made for the dynamics. We have different dynamic layers going on over each other, and it blends during your play. So that means you can really play crescendos with it, and we recorded the sustains of the strings in a special way so that the crescendos, if you program a crescendo, that it sounds very natural.
Oh, cool. Okay. And so, what other sounds have you got available then? And what's the newest thing that you've got here?
The new thing is our strings, and what we have this year, we overhauled our complete series with a new scripting. We have a new interface. It's called the capsule. We had a lot of users asking for having all articulations in one patch and to switch them via key switches. But I was not a big fan of key switching because you always have to make a decision if you play a staccato or a portato articulation. And that's why we introduced this year the polyphonic key switching concept. That means like a painter who is not using just one color, blue or green or red, he's mixing colors together to create new shades. And we do the same thing with our articulations, and we have a lot of articulations to blend with, so you can create completely new shades. For example, you can add a staccato over a sustain, or you can use our blurred spiccatos, which are a little bit out of tune to the regular ones, to breathe more life into it. And I can show you this, how it looks like on the GUI. It's a lot of work. It's made by our scripter Stan Berson, who worked over a year to realizing this thing. And we have all the different articulations here. And the cool thing is, you can activate the polyphonic key switching, and you can just play different articulations at the same time, and with the controller you can morph between them, or you can set them on different velocity layers, so that you can say in this way the sustains would be at the lowest velocity, and the trills, the whole tone trills would be at the higher velocity.
Right, I see.
So you can create your own sample maps of articulations during your performance. So you don't have to set up things before you start to compose. You just play that patch, load the articulations, and just begin to start mixing articulations, or you just switch the regular way. So
let's hear how that sounds then. Do you want to give us a demo of how that actually sounds and how that improves the realism of the sound?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. So I have here a MIDI controller, so I can switch between the different techniques how I would like to blend the articulations. So in this way I have a CC X-Fade switch, and I just played sustains and a trills patch, for example, and so that's just a fade from the sustain to the trills.
Oh,
so,
I see. Yeah.
And back. I do it a little bit loud. It's really a little bit a problem here with all the noise, but. You can go back. That's how it works.
So continuously variable between the two.
Yeah. So you can set up all combinations you want, and the next cool thing is that you can simply apply true legato to any long note of your wish. So you can apply legato to trills, for example. So like this way, it's pretty easy. And now we have a legato on it. That's the idea behind it.
So how much do each of these different packs cost, and when are they available?
Oh, we have a lot of different articulations mapped, created for Berlin Strings, the main library, and we have expansion sets. So, for example, for Sol Tasto and Sol Ponticello, that means we don't just made Sol Tasto sustain. So we decided to make a whole new library with it to capture Sol Tasto legato, to capture staccatos with it, Sol Ponticello tremolo, and all that stuff. So we have a big major library. It's called Berlin Strings and Berlin Woodwinds and Berlin Percussion, and then we add additional expansion packs, but you can buy them also if you don't have the major libraries, the main libraries.
And what sort of, I mean, so price-wise, what?
Price-wise, Berlin Strings, it's around €1,000.
Okay.
Berlin Woodwinds is, I don't know exactly, I think it's around €600. And the expansion sets are a few €100. So it's
and these are all available at the moment, are they?
It's available on our website at orchestraltools.com. For download, we have a new service, an SSD service, so you can buy everything on an SSD drive, and we ship everything to you. So
brilliant, great.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Hendrik.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah.